The opportunity to license the Dark Tower comic was there for the taking, and we at Marvel saw this as an incredible opportunity for us to continue our focus, which is reaching out to the mainstream and letting the world know what comics are all about, and that we're not just this thing that has been perpetuated in the American psyche that we're just kids' literature. This is a real coming out party for us because for the first time, many people who haven't picked up a comic, who are huge fans of Dark Tower or of Mr. Stephen King, are picking up a comic for the first time and realizing the potential of the medium that we in comics have realized for the last 20 years that we're capable of doing. The creative team seemed the natural to me. I mean, Jay has a real dark, moody, dare I say, macabre sense to his artwork, and just seemed like it lent itself to the Dark Tower story. The addition of Richard Isanov as the digital painter. Rich is a guy who has painted over my work for many, many years, so I've completely understood his talent for forever. But there was a little bit of magic alchemy when those two guys got together and created the artwork that you see in Dark Tower. And Peter David, again, was just I think, sort of a logical call for us because Peter has done a lot of licensed projects before, in particular Star Trek novels. So he has a really good ear for picking up, the slang or colloquialisms in other stories, other universes, and I think he really nailed it in Dark Tower. Mr. King is in on the process all the way through, from the inception of the story ideas. Then him and Robin Furst are really instrumental in formulating the plots for us. Then Peter David basically goes in and dialogues the artwork afterwards. But I know that Mr. King sees it all the way through. He sees each step. He sees the artwork come in. He sees the dialoguing, the lettering, everything about it. Nothing that we do has not been seen by Mr. King, and he's been an absolute joy to work for. Whenever he has criticism or something that needs to be fixed or tweaked, it's always constructive and it's always logical. It's not just random. It all makes perfect sense. And for the most part, he's been really, really happy with all the stuff that we present to him. Robin has been part of the plotting sessions with Mr. King. He's dictated a lot of the story ideas, and Robin also, my understanding is that she helps him with the novels as well. So she's been instrumental in applying some structure and color and detail to the world that unless you're part of the Dark Tower world like she is, it'd be very, very tough to get. So by the time that we get it, it's really a fully formed story between her and Mr. King, and then Peter David goes in and really sort of puts the words into the actors' mouths, for lack of a better description. The beauty of the Dark Tower series for us in the world of comics and for Dark Tower fans is that there will be some material that appeared in the novels that will be adapted into the comic format. But there are also stories that weren't touched upon, maybe mentioned in the Dark Tower series, the actual novels, but not really talked about or in narrative. So there will be new material in here as well as adaptations of stuff that you haven't seen visualized before. So the boon for us, of course, is the fact that if you're a fan of the Dark Tower and you love everything that comes out of the mind of Stephen King, especially pertaining to this universe, this is more. There's more of it. It wasn't just that last novel. There's more Dark Tower, and now it's available in Marvel's publishing division. We were very, very careful with this because while we know that there will be a lot of the initiated people who have been reading these novels for years and years will come to this already with a set idea of what the universe is like, we also know that we're going to be exposing it to new people who have never picked up the Dark Tower novels. And by the way, we hope for a little bit of crossover here as well, that if they love the comic book, they'll go and they'll pick up the novels, and there'll be this one great world that we're living in and just getting more and more detail and more immersed into the universe. So we were very, very careful. As we introduce the world and we introduce the characters, we do so in a manner that allows the neophyte to pick up the book and not be completely lost, but have a complete immersion experience.